Hello everyone, my name is Chef Stacy and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make raw marinated kale greens, which are excellent. They're high in phytonutrients. The taste of the kale greens is wonderful. I have some kale greens that are already cut here, but I'm actually going to cut some so that everyone can see how kale greens need to be cut. Now, these are the kale greens. I've already washed them. It's better to wash kale greens in like sea salt, and you can even use a little bit of vinegar. It gets all the little buggies out and make sure that your kale is very, very clean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pile the kale up. You see how I piled it nice and high here? And this is just going to save some time for you. Now, if you have a food processor, you can also put it in your food processor. But I'm going to take a small knife. You can take a large one as well, but I like the small one because I like to chop my kale really, really small. So I'm just going to go back and forth and chop it like this. And you see, for sake of time, of course, that's why we did all the other ones in advance. Kale is excellent in it's high in chlorophyll. It's excellent for different types of cooking. If you want to put it in salads, if you want to saute it, whatever you want to do, it's excellent. It's also a good blood purifier. So you definitely want to make sure that kale is a part of your diet. Now, I am at the end of the kale, so I don't want to necessarily get the stems in there. We're not cooking this kale. The stems can be pretty tough. So I'm just going to pull the rest of the kale off of the stem, like so. Now you can save the stems if you want, of course, for compost, or you can just go ahead and discard it. It's up to you. Or if you want to cook with it later, if you want to make a nice vegetable stock, you can save it for your vegetable stock. But now we have our kale nice and small, but what I want to do is get it smaller. So I'm going to use my knife and just kind of cut the kale nice and small, smaller, kind of chop it up really nice and fine and thin. Alright, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bowl. The reason why you want to make the kale really thin is because kale is kind of tough. It can be. We are going to add some olive oil and lemon juice and things like that in order to make it not as tough. But once all of those oils and all those spices get inside, then it's going to be really, really good and it won't be as tough. But you don't want to have people chewing on big pieces of kale. I don't like big pieces of food. So here you go. Your kale is nice and beautiful and green. Now we're going to set that to the side. The next thing we're going to take are tomatoes. Tomatoes are excellent in fighting cancer. They're high in lycopene. I have small cherry tomatoes here. I'm just going to cut them just like so in little circles. I don't want to cut them too small, but I want to get the juice. Make sure that I maintain the juice from the tomatoes because that is excellent as well. Tomatoes are also a very good blood purifier. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my tomatoes. You can add as many or as little as you like. It's up to you, totally up to you. So here we go, all our tomatoes. And this is going to make your salad really, really pretty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add those to my bowl. And the next thing I'm going to add is purple onion. Now, I love onion because onion has a lot of sulfur that the body needs. And again, understand that I wash these vegetables beforehand, okay? You have to make sure that you wash your vegetables. So I'm going to cut this onion, and onion, the purple onion I love because of its rich, bold flavor, but I also like it because it's pretty, and of course it has all of the nutrients that you need to maintain a healthy body. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these onions, and you notice I'm using my small knife for everything. I love my small knife. And you just want to cut the onion in bite-sized pieces. You don't want to make the onion too large because you don't want people to bite into your salad and have large chunks of onion in their mouth. That's not cool. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and put our onion right inside the bowl. Just like that. Now, we're done with all of our chopping. So the next thing I'm going to add is a little bit of lemon juice. Now, here's your fresh squeezed lemon juice. This is about 2 tablespoons, and the reason why I'm adding lemon juice is because I don't want to add a lot of salt. If you notice, I'm not going to put any salt in this recipe. But the lemon juice gives it a nice tangy flavor, and it also eliminates the salt. Now, another thing that I'm going to add is liquid aminos. Liquid aminos, all the essential aminos that you need for the body. So I'm going to add a little bit. This is that's about 2 tablespoons. And liquid aminos is very low in sodium, which is good. So if you have someone you're cooking for with high blood pressure, then you can go ahead and add liquid aminos. I'm also going to add some apple cider vinegar. This is an excellent cleanser for the body, and it gives your kale a nice touch. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of capfuls of that. You notice that we're cooking from home, so I'm not really using measuring cups, measuring spoons. Now, if you feel more comfortable using measuring spoons, then please go, by all means, use your measuring spoon. But I'm just giving you a little bit of the ingredients and the measurements of what you're supposed to use. Now, extra virgin olive oil, you want to add about 3 tablespoons. Extra virgin olive oil, really, really good for the body. Excellent for the skin, for nails, for hair. You definitely want to do that. Now, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of cumin. Cumin is an excellent, I love this like for Mediterranean foods and even Thai foods and things like that. But I'm going to add some to my salad. Just a little bit. It can be a little overbearing, so you only want to add, that's probably about 1/2 teaspoon, okay? And the last thing we're going to add, I'm sorry, the second to the last thing we're going to add is nutritional yeast. Now, this is, to me, one of the best things you can have if you're going to do a vegetarian or vegan diet, because nutritional yeast is high in B vitamins. It also makes all your food taste excellent, okay? So we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast, and that's just going to give it a wonderful, wonderful flavor. And the next thing I'm going to add is fresh cilantro. Now, I love cilantro. It's like my favorite herb. It's so wonderful. Of course, it's good in Mexican foods, but it's also just good in salads. I mean, I do stir fries. I put cilantro in it. I mean, who cannot like cilantro? Actually, I have one friend who doesn't like cilantro, and I'm like, huh? How can you not like cilantro? Anyway, so here we go. We have all of our ingredients in our bowl. I'm going to go ahead and get a spoon, and I'm going to mix. Let me grab a spoon here, and spoon and a fork, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and mix. Now, you can mix with your hand as well. A lot of times I do mix the foods with my hand. This kale green salad is best when you eat it the same day, but you let it marinate like for about an hour or so. So if you're having guests over and you want your salad to be really, really good and you want to wow your friends, then you should definitely let this marinate. A lot of people like this kale green salad more than they like cooked greens. And the reason why I like it is because with raw greens, you're getting all the nutrients from it. You're getting, like I said, kale is excellent in iron. It's high in iron. It also has a lot of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K. I mean, it's just an excellent, excellent thing to eat. And during this time, we're right in like the middle of winter, and kale is actually in season now. So this is the best time to buy it. It has a little sweet kind of bitter taste to it. It's amazing. Okay, so now we have everything all mixed up well. We have all of our beautiful colors. We have the green, we have the red from the tomatoes, we have the purple from the onion, and we're going to go ahead and give this a try. First, I want to show you all how pretty this salad is. Can you see that? How beautiful that is? Amazing. And I'm going to go ahead, stick my fork in, because I'll probably eat this whole bowl myself, and I'm going to give it a taste, make sure it tastes okay. Wish you guys were here to help me. Oh my gosh, wow. The tomatoes, the kale is excellent, the onions, all the flavors together make this an amazing dish. Thank you guys for joining me. Tune in for our next cooking demonstration, and we'll see you later. Bye.